Are you working in the United Kingdom and thinking of how you can invite your spouse and your kids to join you? If you are in the process of doing something like that, or if you ever dream of coming to the UK and thinking of how your spouse can join you, stick around because this video is for you. Welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. So if you're seeing this face for the first time, my name is Diana, and on my channel what I basically talk about is anything that has to do with migrating to the UK as a nurse and basically life in UK in general. And in this particular video I'm going to share with you tips on how you can invite your spouse over to join you as well as your kids. So if you are yet to come to the UK, obviously you'd want your spouse to join you later on, and if you're already here and thinking of inviting your spouse and not really know how to go about it, this is the right video for you. So just stick around, consider subscribing, and also share with others. Before I start, let me just make it clear. So if you are in UK and you want to invite your spouse over, you can do that spousal visa application here on behalf of your spouse back home, or you can forward the necessary documents needed for your spouse to do the application back home. So whichever way, it's still okay. The most important thing is to get the documents right so that your partner, your spouse, doesn't get refused the visa, because the last thing you would want is to be here and hoping to have your partner with you and then they tell you, unfortunately, I was denied the visa. So I'll go through the documents that you, the one in UK, will need to add to the application, as well as the documents needed for the spouse to also add in order to make this application rich. So let's first talk about the documents that you, the Tier 2 visa here in the UK, will need to add to the application. So number one, you need your certificate of sponsorship. So even before you got, I believe everybody knows what COS, which is a certificate of sponsorship. Before you even get the Tier 2 visa to come here, your employer will give you that certificate of sponsorship in order for you to migrate, or in order for you to even apply for the Tier 2 visa to come here. So you need that. That is just a proof of the fact that indeed you are employed here in the UK. You'd also need employment reference or certificate of employment. So this is a letter that you can take from your HR in your hospital, and that letter should be on a letterhead, and it is to confirm that indeed you are working here in the UK, you are working in this particular hospital, and at least the letter should include the name of you, the Tier 2 visa here in the UK. It also needs to state your hours, your contracted hours in a week. It should state your employment status, either full-time, part-time. It should also state your annual salary and also your address. They just have to confirm that indeed this person is working with us, and we are the one who gave him or her the sponsorship to be able to work in this country. So they have to confirm. It's just a letter of them confirming that indeed you are working with them. You also need your passport and your BRP. So all of this needs to be scanned like in a soft copy, because you are making the application online. So a copy of your passport as well as a copy of your BRP. And also you need a marriage certificate. So if you want your spouse to join you, obviously there should be some form of evidence that you guys are actually married. So the marriage certificate is very, very important. And also if you've got any evidence of your union, apart from the marriage certificate, you could also have like wedding pictures. You know, sometimes when you are signing the marriage certificate, you know, any pictures that will prove that indeed you guys are definitely together, you are married. Also, you could also, you the Tier 2 visa, you could also write a letter addressing it to the consular of the embassy, just a little bit of yourself, telling them that you are a registered nurse here, you are working with this particular trust, you are working this number of hours, this is your address, and you wish to invite your spouse back home to join you, and you will be happy if they could consider and give your spouse the visa in order for him or her to join you. So something brief on your part to add to the application to make it rich enough. And also you need a proof of address, because obviously if you are inviting your spouse over, there should be a proof of you being like in a form of accommodation whereby your spouse can be comfortable. So they will definitely need a proof of where you are living. So it could be like a tenancy agreement that shows that indeed this is an apartment I've rented. My spouse will definitely be comfortable when he obviously comes to the UK. So having gone through all of this, let me now move on to the documents that the spouse would also have to add to the application. So obviously, one important thing, they also need their passport, a scanned copy of their passport to add to the application. And if they have kids who are not coming with them, you could also write a letter informing the counselor like who is going to be looking after the kids. If you guys don't have kids, that's fine. All you need is your passport. So if you've got kids, if it's your in-laws who are going to be looking after the kids, at least they could also write a letter attaching it just to prove that whilst you guys are away, they will be the ones responsible for the kids, so that in future if you want your kids to join you later on, then it will be easier because at least you've already made mention of it in your previous in your application. But if the kids are coming with you, that is fantastic. You just need to add their birth certificates, you know, anything that proves that indeed they are your kids. And also you, the spouse who is coming to join your partner in the UK, will also need to do a tuberculosis test, and there are approved centers in different countries. So you just have to find out which country you are in and where you can do your tuberculosis test, which is accepted by the UK embassy. And the spouse coming from abroad could also write a letter addressing to the counselor, just as the tier 2 visa worker over here did. You could also write a letter writing a bit about yourself, that I'm so and so, my partner is in the UK, this is what I do, we've been married for this number of years, we've got this number of kids. I'll be very happy if you could kindly join, grant me the visa to enable me join my partner in the United Kingdom. You know, something to just back it up really. And also, for instance, if your spouse is also a nurse, they could also add a scanned copy of their nursing certificates, just to at least prove that they are also doing something back home. If you are not a nurse, it's fine. Whatever it is that you are doing, you could even get a letter from your workplace, from your employer, also stating that yes, this is our employer, the husband lives abroad, and we are happy for him or her to join the partner, you know, something, anything to make the application ready, because we don't want any refusal in dependent or spousal visa. No. And so let's talk about how long it will take in general. So generally it would take about 10 working days. So once you make the application, you start counting 10 days, excluding weekends and holidays. So you just have to start counting 10 days from the time, 10 working days from the time you make the application. So after doing the online application, what you need to do is to go to the embassy in the country that you're applying from to do your biometrics and all that. So the only thing that could delay you coming to join your spouse is if you don't get a date early for the biometrics. So once you get to the UK and you know you want your partner to join you, try and then start working on it as soon as possible, so that you can get an earlier date for the submission or for the biometrics. Because once it's done, at least you can be sure that within 10 working days the visa should be granted. Let's talk about how much it's going to cost you to make this application. So it will cost at least between $334, and that will be about £250 thereabout. So as you do the online application, you pay the money online as well, and definitely you get a confirmation of payments, because as you start the application you'll be asked to enter your email address, and that's how they're going to be corresponding with you. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you've actually learned something from it, and if you were actually wondering how your spouse would join you and all that, just relax. It's possible, it's easy, it's simple. If you're already here and was thinking of how you're going to start the whole process, I believe this has been very, very helpful. So just stay tuned and keep on supporting this channel by subscribing and also share with others. See you in my next video. And what I'm going to talk about in my next video is, once your spouse has joined you, what kind of work they are also likely to get. For instance, if your partner who is joining you is not a nurse or is not in the same profession as you are, what kind of jobs that are available here in the UK for spouses who join their partners here in the UK. So stay tuned and watch out for that video. See you next time. Bye.